Hello, divine, infinite human beings. You are all that is, ever has been, and ever shall be. Your divine, infinite love, divine, infinite source. Greetings from Italy, locked down Italy. The world as we know it has ended. And that's a good thing. Yes, it is. Now tell me the truth in your heart of hearts. What do you think of the way the world has been as of late, especially? Not so hot. When I did my esoteric Renaissance tours in Florence, I would take tourists around Florence on a walking tour, and from all over the world. The first thing I would ask them is, what do you think of the state of the earth right now? Every single person, whether they were from Russia, India, America, Mexico, China, all said it's a mess. And I think everyone can agree with me that the planet is a mess. But the jig's up. The time has come for the broken third dimensional planet of duality, of good and evil, mostly evil, that has been reigning. And I know it sounds biblical, but it is. Very evil, bad, satanic forces have been in charge of the planet, which we call the Cabal, the Illuminati. And it's becoming quite apparent to most everybody. There's still many people who are not aware of that, but they will be. It's coming out. And right now, that evil force is ending. There has been many different layers of this work. There's been work done by angelic, divine, off-planet beings, not from Earth. There's been work done by people here, incarnated on this Earth, starseeds, or people from other dimensions and other planets who have taken physical form to do work. And that has laid the groundwork and the architecture, the divine corrected architecture of our planet to realign it with divine infinite source. And now we are witnessing, those of us that have eyes to see, the manifestation in the physical of actually rooting out these human beings who have sold out their fellow human beings for fame and fortune, riches, and have created heinous crimes, have been the institutioners of parasitic institutions, governments, practices that feed off of humanity and that has kept humanity enslaved in a very low vibration, blocking us from reclaiming our right as divine, infinite, multidimensional beings. And the story is deep and dark. And I'm gonna let Kiki run because I'm Caporama. Just real fast. I think one of the things we will realize, even many of those who are in the know about certain things will realize we know nothing. Our perspective, our perceptions have been very limited. Even the most aware spiritual beings incarnated on this planet have had a frog's eye view. And we are all going to be very much surprised and humbled, and it's time to really release our judgments and open ourselves up, open our mind up to all kinds of possibilities. I know there's been divisions of people who are, whether you're a born again Christian, whether you come from a traditional religious background, whether you come from a new age religion, everyone has had their own spiritual perceptions hijacked. So there is, and we're going to have to come to grips with that a lot of the things that we held sacred, that are part of the old earth, really no longer serve us. They were part of an old, broken down system, a hijacked system. And it's going to take some grieving. Many of us have already done the work, and there's still work to be done probably. So what I suggest is in this period, isn't it interesting how we are all being forced to detach from the old earth paradigms? Sporting events that have kept us, distracted are being canceled. The Kentucky Derby, I'm from Louisville, the Kentucky Derby is canceled. Oh my God, that's huge for Kentuckians. The sporting events here, Italy, nothing. I can go to the supermarket and buy food and come home, that's all. Which actually was my life before anyway. Because I really got tired of 3D Earth. So this is fine. But I chose, about June, I just said, I am tired of this planet. I'm going to move to Third Earth, and I found, behind me, a villa, and with a gate around it, and I just locked the gates and decided I was going to spend all my time in meditation and reflection and in purging my dark side, my shadow selves, my attachment still toward the lower vibration, third dimensional Earth. So what I suggest now, because everyone's being forced to do this, and it's coming everywhere. And I think there's a higher hand in this, not just because of the virus and also the purging of the cabal, but it's also a time to go inward, to purge all of your attachments to the old earth, which is no longer. It is going bye-bye. And all this darkness is now being purged so that the new earth is free to blossom and bloom, as you with it, because we are one with our Mother Earth. So as it heals and cleanses itself, you also do this. So this is a good time to spend your time doing this in whatever way you feel led to. Really start listening to your intuition. Turn off the media. If you listen to alternative media, which I'm doing right now, and I'm giving you alternative media, that's fine, but also make sure you balance it with getting it first from within. When I first meditate or write or whatever way, I get cosmic downloads of information. And then after I've digested it, I go out, I turn on the computer, and I look around to see if there's some kind of validation around me, signs and symbols, validation in the outer. But it's always a validation of what I first have received inwardly. So I advise everyone to do that, to clear out some space, to disconnect, to unplug, and to, it's also a good time to disconnect from social events, from society, from being part of the masses, or remove the M, masses, and tune in and find out who you are. What are you about? And what is your unique soul mission on this planet? Why are you here? And your unique way of connecting with God, your God source, your divine source. And this is time, no matter what your background, maybe you're very Christian and you feel like it's time to connect with God and Christ. Maybe you call it a different thing. Maybe you call it divine infinite source, and you're connecting with the cosmic Christ, crystal, Sophia, energy within. Whatever you call it, whatever way resonates with you, do it. It's time. And it's going to be beautiful. So just, and there might be some sadness and grief, and you are really going to be alone with your own demons as the external demons are being purged. So Kiki's over there. I gotta go get her. Bye, everyone from Italy, and love to you, love yourself, love God, and it's gonna be good. Ciao for now.